Hey everyone, how are you? Don't know exactly what we're going to do with this, but I have an inspiration piece that I'm following that's in pinks and purples and yellows and golds, and I was just going to give you an idea of when you get an inspiration piece. I'll show you kind of what mine is today for my color scheme. Can you see that? Pinks and purples and yellows, whites, little white, little black, different designs. So I came in here and I put down some color. I used my watercolors, which I don't have up here to show you, but I usually use Holbein watercolors. I also use some India inks, and the India inks that I use is the Bombay. This is the magenta. You can see the magenta all over my paper. Also some of this teal that is kind of hidden in here, but there's teal. It's really heavy and dark because I'm used to painting on much larger size papers than this. So I'm working on my balance of pigment to water on my brush on the paper. It all has to be scaled down from what I'm used to working on. And then here's some of the yellow that's in here. This one is yellow ochre. So you can see some of the yellow ochre, and not all of them are alike. I like to do more than one at one time because who knows what you're going to get. You may get 4 awesome ones and you may get 4 not so awesome ones, but this is exploration. Explore and play and see what you can find out. This is my little piece of a gray palette, kind of a shiny surface that I like. So now I'm going to go, when this was wet, I crinkled up some of that saran wrap and poked it in places here. And then let it set to dry. So when it dries, then you take it off, and then you have places, I don't know if you can really see when that happens, but you have places all inside here that you can pick and choose and play with. There's a little bit here. Some of them did better than other places. Can you see all of this? You may be familiar with this and then you may not. So this one didn't do much at all, so that's all right. I also put a little bit of salt on it, and salt makes little sparklies when it dries if you get the salt in at the right time. So since this is just exploration, it doesn't matter really what happens or doesn't happen. So I'm going to go on and start picking out some things here and continue on and get closer to my little inspiration thing that I wanted. So I also have, now I'm going to use my Holbein acrylic matte colors because I want these lighter purples, I want lighter pinks, and I want some lighter cream color ones. This I think is actually a shell pink. And then I have some also golden, this is golden fluid acrylic titanium white. And I have a little bit left in this bottle, so I was just going to check to see if we had anything left. And then I have some of my iridescent gold, which may get me a little ways or not. If not, if my gold's not going to work and this is not going to work, I'm going to come over here and we're going to experiment with these golds from Karataki. These have a honey base to them. And I'm also going to do a little swatching demo on this. I'll put on the YouTube channel later. So let's get started here. Let's start with this purple. Because they're acrylics, you know, you're going to have to keep them a little bit wet. It doesn't take much. These are very opaque. So I'm going to put that one down. Get my little water bottle. Squirt a tiny bit of water. And grab a brush. Which brush do I want? What do I want to do actually with that? Here's the problem. I don't know exactly what I want to do. So, actually, I like this brush. And my water's hidden behind all my paints. So let me get a dabble of my water. dab it off. Let's just see where we can go. Now I have some stencils too that I'd like to use. So we'll see what happens with that. But if you poke around in things, let's see, where am I going to go? Let's go in here. So if you, this has already got a few things stenciled out in it. So if you add a little more, just a little bit, it will accent and highlight some things that's a little bit thick. So I'm going to go, I had already laid down pencils, by the way, to start with all this scripting here. I've used these set of pencils here. If I can read it, I'll tell you what they were. Derwent. And these were watercolor pencils. So I just scribbled all that down and then went to town on it. So now we're going to go to town again, see what we think. This is going to be fun, isn't it? So just little bit by little bit. This white paper, I like to leave a lot of it. And then a lot of it I don't like to leave. So we'll see what is going to happen. This is way too much on here. I don't like all that. So we're going to do a little bit there. And we're going to put a little bit here on this one and break some of this up a little bit. And if you can see through, there's some design lines in there. So I'm going to break up in whatever shape I want to bring in here. That looks good. And I carry that off to the edge. Now, let me go here for one of these stencils. Let's experiment with this and see what this looks like. Let's try this stencil. And let's just dabble that through right in here. Now, a lot of people use a brush, a sponge. I'm going to just dab because I've got so much on my brush here. I'm just going to dab, 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 dab. Dab, 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 dab. See what might happen. Dab, dab, dab. Dab a little off. Okay. Not too bad, huh? It's already starting to change. What do you think? How about in here? Where else? Let's dab, dab, dab. Let's dab, dab, dab right through here where there's absolutely nothing. And let's see what happens. Let's see if it picks up enough. Dab, 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 dab. There's different ways, different approaches to how you could handle this. But since I had so much paint on this brush, I'm just going to dab it in like that. Give it a little trail. Oh, that's on the masking tape. Cool. And it matches already one of the shapes in my inspiration design. So when you're through with that, you just take a tissue, wipe it off, or leave it. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. This is just fun. Don't worry about it. Keep going. So also, that's wet enough. I'm going to work with this pink. Now a lighter pink. Just a little, a big dollop of that. We're going to have fun. Let's see what we can do with certain things with this. And let's do some exploration with this, because I kind of wanted a circle somewhere. Let's put a circle on this one. I kind of want a circle on this. And this has got two circles, so they can go in and out. And I'm going to show you what they're talking about when they say using one of these sponges, one of these artistic sponges. And I don't know, I don't remember. I've done it both ways, wet and dry. When it's wet, sometimes I get it too wet. Again, I'm used to working on much larger pieces, so I don't get my proportions right of the pigment with water to brush to paper to pigment. That's always a challenge and a fun thing. So let's see how much of this is going to come out and what of that we're going to keep or not keep. Well, that's pretty interesting. What do you guys think about that? I kind of like it. Now there's another little spot here on this stencil. I think I'm going to run that kind of along down here. Get some more of this pink. And don't forget, we're going to do something with gold too. There. Are we having a good time yet? Who knows? So again, I'm just going to wipe this off. I think I can use a little wipey, hand wipey, but you can also just wipe it off. I am learning, you are learning with me. It's not that I'm learning how to paint. I'm learning how to handle my new little setup here in my studio I put together so that I could paint whenever I feel like it more often. So my space is a little more confined for me too. So I'm kind of like, grouping down. I want to do something else, something a little different. What are y'all feeling? What do you think? With acrylics, you got to make sure you keep them wet or else you're in trouble, Yep. I don't know. Yes, I know what I want. So this is a great little watercolor thing. I don't know if you've gotten that or not, but it's got all these, it's a quick little travel thing, easy to go with. So what I want is, why am I looking at this orange? What do you think? What are we going to do with that? Let's see if I can do some scrumbling or something with it somewhere. Kind of liking it. Kind of liking it a lot, actually. So, again, we got lots of paper here. I mean, lots of water. But I don't know where this is going to take me. And I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. But we're going to try it. We're going to try it across here. Not enough. Maybe enough. Yes. And because it's a transparent color, we're not going to see much difference, but just a little warming up and bringing the color in. That is part of my inspiration. So this is the whole thing about this. You have to not worry about what's happening or what's going on. You just have to let yourself get loose and play. So these are such great colors. And it's going across my splotchy stuff. That's good color. Now I need some of that color up in here. Let's see what it's going to do with all of this. Just anywhere in here. Just keep it going. Pretty neat, huh? All right, oops, we got one over here. Because we're trying to make these similar but different. All right. I'm kind of liking it. I like when this orange is transparent, goes over this purple. The purple still shows through, but it gives it a complete different glow. Did you notice that? And let's connect it up a little bit. Alrighty, let's let that go for now. And let's take a look and see what we want. And this, since it's got these little tissues, you can just close it back. So I like my gold. Let me find my gold. So let's just give us a second. Okay, so this managed to dry a little for us, which was perfect. I wanted it to dry some. So now I've got the gold that I want, and we're going to do a little bit like this. This is my golden iridescent gold deep fine. And it always comes out really, really, really pretty. So I'm going to go here where it's kind of dark. I'm going to use these little spots. And I'm going to just dab some gold across here. And we'll see what that looks like in just a little bit. Hopefully it's interesting. Look how pretty that is. I love that. Let's do a little bit more. Let's do some more little tiny bit of it, like right here. Not much. You don't have to overdo this. But I do like some sparkly gold. Yes! It makes me feel happy. I hope it makes y'all happy. I don't know if y'all like sparkly gold or not, but it's a great little idea to use for a little punch in something. Let's come right in here. Let's see what gold is going to do in this little spot. whole little area over here. Just adds a little different design, a little different look. And let's put some gold in here, all the way up in here. Let's give it a little bit more. Let's let this whole little corner be looking like that. Okay. And now we got to put a little gold on this one somewhere. These are smaller. Let's go on this little side here, right there. So like I said, there's many different ways you can work with your stencils and get the color here. What do you think? Well, the sponge is one way. There's a dapper brush that I have that I'm not using. There's another way. Just do what makes you happy. Just don't worry about what anybody else is doing. You be you and just enjoy what's going on in your world. Okay, I'm liking that. Get that over there. Gonna wipe this off a little bit. I'm liking that. There's so much more we're gonna do with this, but I'm pleased so far. I hope you guys are having fun. This is all about having fun. So now I've got my Posca marker, and we're gonna do some other work. Some sort of other work. Let's see about doing some dots. Dot, 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 dot. We'll just dot this along. Dot, 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 dot. It's always fun to come up with something that you don't think you want to put on your painting, but you put it on anyway, and you're like, that's kind of interesting. So I'm putting this white here because it's a dark spot, so it'll show up better. But you don't have to. You can put it in light spots and it shows up. See, let's try it here. Look at it on this light pink. Across the white, into the gold. Up, making a kind of a circle thing. I don't know why. It just kind of went that way. And now fill it in here. Fill it in here. I must have had a circle thing on my mind. Who knows? So where would we want anything here? Or do we want anything here? What do y'all think about this one? Let's try it all up in here. All along here. Now we got something else we can do. Yeah, let's do something like this. Let's do some lines. Get the ink there again. Let's do some lines this way. Across this. Just have fun with it. Do your own thing. There is no right or wrong to any of this. Let me think. Yeah. Okay. So now I have my black one. I think this is the one I want. Yeah. So let's just give it some. Now this is a felt tip micro line. But let's just give it some design stuff. Let's just move it some more because we didn't have it showing up very much before. But now I want it more and more. And you just let it go wherever you feel like you want it to go, however you want it to be, and carry it across from one to the other, back on itself, and around. It may be freaky to you, but it's not to me. It's fun. Oddly fun. Okay. I kind of want to kind of want to paint this shape. And this is a hard thing to do because it doesn't show up very well. I mean, it's one of those plastic things, and so it doesn't always stay where I want it to be. But I'm going to use this yellow. I like this yellow. And I'm going to mix some white with it, I think, so that I can make it even a lighter yellow. Come on, white. There we go. There we go, white. It's a cleanup brush time after we do all this. So I really need to make an effort to hold this down good. Not adding any water to it. But I really want this splash of something different here. So let's just see what we can do in 2 or 3 of these places. And then since we're out of it, I want to do a solid brush. Solid again. While I'm holding this down still. Another place. Just filling in spots here where I want to. A little different, a little unusual. Let's do some in here. Just a few. These little triangle shape, diamond shape things. I like them. Let's do that. It's not holding on very well because this is not the best thing to work with. But it's the one I wanted to use. I'm going to try it. And I'm going to continue trying it until I get what I like. There's no right or wrong. Remember, didn't I say that? You just keep going. Just keep it going. See what happens. Pieces of one or a whole one. There. That one did better. I kind of like the color that's added to it. I'm going to bring in some more of this color. Poke around in here a little bit. Some more of this color. Make the shape. It's translucent. This yellow is very translucent. Which is good. You can move your brush around where it changes the shape, how you want it to be. So we're not looking for a masterpiece. You're just looking to have some awesome fun today. And now, let's get this out of the way. Let's do something with, I think I have a calligraphy brush, but we'll try this one. Let's see what this does with gold. I just kind of want to run this around in a few places. Twist and go. Twist and go. Like Chubby Checker on the twist. Twist it on like you did last summer. We got some purple there. Let's see what, now if we mix that with yellow, we might not do so well, but we'll see what happens. I want more gold. What do you guys say? Mostly gold. So tell me, do you paint already? Have any of you been painters before? Let me hear in the comments what you think about painting, if you would like to paint. You're afraid to paint. Why would you be afraid? Look at this. You can't mess up, you see? Just be you. It's very experimental for me, but I'm kind of liking it. It's kind of okay. We're going to let that dry again. Take a look, see what else we might want to do. But it might be done. So let's give it just a few minutes and we'll come back. Okay, it's a little drier now. I'm going to go back to my Posca pen. I see that I'm going to do some dots in here. This is still a little bit wet, but this is what I want to do here. Let's get this one all greased up right. Sometimes with these pens, you got to get them going. You got to say, okay, I want you to do something for me now. You shake them, and you got to poke them, shake them, poke them. Let's see if this will actually, there it goes. Can you see it's starting to give some dots now? Okay, so let's see. There, can you see them? I just want some little dots along here. Let's come on across. These are super fun and easy to do. Let's go down here. You can add and change anything you want to. If you don't like this at all, you can completely go over it with gesso and start again with a clean piece of paper. You're not committed to anything here that you don't want or like. Let's go through the pink. And some of the yellow. I'm kind of interested in it. Let's see how you think. I mean, you can just keep going and keep going and keep going. You can make them uniform or you can make them not. This looks like a little bit of a rose over here to me, but I am liking different ideas and different shapes. So now we can do a little bit of line work. Let's do that right here. Line, 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 line. And then let's do it this way. Line, 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 line. So a little bit of grid work right there. Yeah. All right, where else do we need to do something? What do you think? Do these need to be something different? Do we need to do a little bit of, let's see. Let's do some grid work. Maybe. I'm thinking. I know it's painful. But you know, it is what it is when you're in this mode here. Yeah, let's do these. Line, 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 line. I kind of like that. Let's go all the way down here. Let me press there. What do you think? You know, I don't know why I keep asking y'all. I can't hear you, but I can see it if you make comments. If you don't know me by now, you need to know I'm crazy, but fun kind of crazy. Awesome. Okay, so what are we going to do in here? We're going to do something like this. Add to this a wonderful excursion of stuff. And over here, I like that little flower idea, but let's do something more. Okay, yep. This light is showing up really good, isn't it? That's all I want to do. I want lines. I want lines. You see this little heart right here? I'm going to accent this little heart right here so y'all can see there's a heart. It's heart in our work because we have heart work going on. You'll find more hearts. Here's another little heart. When you start looking for hearts, you'll see them. You don't have to outline them like I'm doing them. I'm just doing them for you guys so you can say, oh, look, there's a heart. And this turns all different ways too. So I think that might be it. What do you guys think? Let's see about trying to get this tape off, which may be another fun thing because I had a little challenge with the tape. So let's see if we still have a challenge with the tape of trying to get it off. I have taped it twice, but I am hoping that when we get this off, it will be pretty decent looking. Maybe a surprise for everyone, but who knows? Oop. Okay, now this has an under tape on it. Let's see what happens when we go to each piece. You gotta stop there. The fun part. Instead of being all shook up, you're all stuck up. I don't know that I can get that up. Let's try it this way. Going across here. Don't you feel like y'all are painting with me? Because if you notice, I've gotten my background into my palette over here. So I've got paint underneath. It's a messy job. I'm a messy painter. Y'all try not to be such a messy painter. But it has its pros and cons. See, isn't it great to not be perfect? To not expect everything to be perfect? Paint with Madeline. Make sure you are ready to clean up. Come here, thing. Yeah, you get out of the way. All right. Was not expecting all of that to happen. Let's wipe some of that off. At least this is a good board that I have. And let's see if we can continue. So far, so good, don't you think? There we go. 4 little paintings. Can you see them? Let me move this completely out of the way. Otherwise, I'll have a horrible mess. This blue tape is extra sticky. So what do you think about these? They look different now that they're not taped down anymore, don't they? Aren't they cute? Look how pretty they are. Look at them. Each one. Oh, well, we're still taped right here. Go away, tape. Go away. So I'm going to bring them up here so y'all can see. Each one's a little different. What do you think? Did you think they would turn out like that? I know I didn't. But that's the fun part about being an exploratory painter. Just let it go. Let it be. Where's your favorite part on this one? I kind of like this thing out here, hanging out here all by itself. It is, but it's not because it's connected in with the rest. What about on this one? You have a favorite one? They'll be up on my website with a number. The website's madalynkennedy.com. It's my art website, but I'm also going to put them on my Facebook page. And I would tell you that if I remember what it is offhand. But this, when it does stuff like this, it lets you know that it is not a print. This is definitely hand done. It's from an artist. And this is off of my inspiration. So I don't know how close I got with my little inspiration. Y'all will have to tell me. I think not too bad. don't think too far off. Just a little different. Don't you think? There's another one. Close to my inspiration. So for my inspiration, what I was using was the color palette, a different color palette than what I normally work in, but I like it. And then the shapes, the rectangular, the diamond shapes, and the dots, and kind of like in little blocked off areas. So anyway, find whatever you like for an inspiration and then just make it yours, however it looks like to you. So on Facebook, I have a Facebook page also, and I think it's I am Madeline's IME Studio or Madalynkennedy's Studio Art. I forget, but when you'll see it when I post some of these out there. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a good time, and I love you guys.